What's up? It's Helen Bauer from the podcast TrustyHogs, and I will be going on tour with a stand-up show. You heard it here first, or maybe you heard us discussing it in the extras. Who knows? That's your business. I'll stay out of it. I'm hitting up the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. I'm hitting up Soho Theatre. I'm hitting up various places across the UK and Ireland, and I'd so love to see you there. Oh, tickets on my website. And it's called Bless Her. Fuck, Catherine. Hello and welcome to episode 185 of TrustyHogs. Please go on YouTube and watch this. Catherine is wearing a mesh cardigan, which I can only describe as gorgeous and also Victorian whorish.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
I can see through your top to your shoulders.
I can see through yours to your bra.
Oh, shit.
You're giving sort of Hoey Miss Honey, so we're really both doing it.
I
Don't
love
mind if you do.
this.
Yeah, Hoey Miss Honey is a vibe. Hi.
Hi, it's a podcast. My name's Helen. She's Catherine. Figure it out as we talk.
Yeah, we'll answer some problems. Everything's okay. Don't stress.
Through the fog, step forth the trusty hogs. Yeah, you're gonna give them your problems and they will solve them. Or maybe they won't, and that's your problem. They'll have guests and Andrew White on the tech. Oh, it's Helen and Catherine as the trusty hogs. Trust the trusty hogs, or maybe not.
You've moved house.
We're going to get into it.
Let's go.
I am
How's
a
the first few
time...
weeks been?
Okay.
First time buyer.
First time buyer.
Flat in London. Don't mind if we do.
First time buyer, long time liver. 34 years old, 2-bed flat.
Wow.
Right, insane. Yes, there is a balcony.
And it's got a little table and chairs on it.
And it does have, they left that there.
Did they? Oh, thank you to
Okay,
them.
I think I should just start at the beginning.
First question, have you changed the toilet seat?
Don't do this. Don't do this. If we're doing this episode, I'm fucking leading it because you're going to say things like, have you done this? Have you done that? And I haven't even thought about it. Why would I need to change the toilet seat? No, I'm upset. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Write that down for me to think of later, please, Alex. Andrew's not here today. Neither is Alex is here again. Hi, Alex. Remember Alex?
Hi,
yeah,
Alex.
brilliant.
Welcome back.
Write that fucking down. I hate you. This is unlikable, Catherine. It's these things that are unlikable. Sorry, everyone. Why do I have to change the toilet seat? Just
I
tell
don't know.
me.
I have OCD. I would just personally want a toilet seat that somebody else hadn't sat on for years.
Well, they didn't have a stripe on it, if that's what you mean at the back.
I know, but you can't see all the... that's just me. In the same way that I'd like bleach the counters. I'd bleach everything, but I'd also change
I
the
did
toilet
do
seat.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back.
Yeah, that's on me. Sorry,
the-
that's just my own. I have many of those. Don't worry about it.
I thought I was moving every week since the beginning of January.
You did. We made it to the end of March, but that's moving, right? I think that is
I
buying
think
a place,
it is.
and you don't have to worry about that ever again.
And they never again. I'm dying there. I'm dying
Genuinely,
there.
genuinely, they can take you out in a box. No one can make you leave.
Like
Well done.
They can. It's a leasehold.
What?
Right?
What does that mean?
I don't know. I never
Don't worry
fully
about it.
understood it.
That's only your business. That's only your
No.
business.
A lot of the process is me being like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm chill with that.
We had our very first meeting. We're way at the very start of the process,
Yeah.
but with a mortgage advisor, and she said so many words. I had to Google afterwards.
Vendor.
I know, Trixie. LTV,
Wait, what's LTV?
loan to value ratio.
Nope, never heard that before in my life.
It's it will affect your rates, your percentages,
Oh yeah, that's awful. That
because it's like based on how much deposit you have to the amount you're borrowing.
I did.
None of your business
about-
anymore. You don't have to care. You can say things like, actually owning a home is also its own expense. Shut the fuck up. It's actually its own stress. Shut up.
to be that person.
Can
I
you
did about
imagine?
500 emails back and forth being like, if my deposit is this and £1, does that affect the mortgage?
Yeah, that's the LTV. You'll be checking.
Right.
Yeah, totally, exactly.
Okay, so the day I'm supposed to be picking up the keys, the estate agent says, congratulations. We'll get them by midday, but we say 2:00 to be safe. And I'm like, I cannot believe this is happening. I need to be in Glasgow the day after. So I'm
That's
like,
right.
get me in. Get me in. Let me see what I need to do. Because I
Yeah.
also, like, I've just spent all my money on something I saw once in September.
I know, it's crazy.
And I haven't been back in it. I don't even remember what it looks like
Isn't
by
that
this point. I have
crazy?
no memory.
Yeah, it's wild.
So I go and pick up the keys.
Oh God,
Obviously,
it's making me so excited
don't.
and nervous at the same time. Like,
I
yes.
pick Sarah Bareilles Brave for my song to walk into the flat for the first time. Which is, okay, don't laugh at me because that's actually adorable. Are we serious? Because I wanted it to be a moment. And as my
Were you by
friend
yourself?
Francis' sister Agnes says,
Were
I
you
was
by yourself?
transcending the vibe. Yeah, I was by myself. I
Good
bought
for
by
you.
myself. I'm brave.
Oh no, I would have done the exact same thing. I'd want to go in by myself, but I just mean it sounds like something you'd have someone film or something. It's just so ridiculous.
No. I do these things by myself to like have a moment.
Wow.
So I go and pick up the keys. Sunil's like, do not carry boxes down with you to take in. I'm like, you don't understand. I have to. So I go down on the bus with like a suitcase and a big
Of
box.
course you're going to. What's he talking
Like
about?
cleaning stuff, like bits and bobs that I want to like
I would-
immediately.
I would do exactly the same.
Yeah, and I
thing.
wanted to take a kettle and some mugs with me.
Yeah.
Immediately. So I go down, I pick up the keys, I go in. It's the two guys in the estate agents, same as every estate agent in London. They're about 14 years old.
Wait.
One of them's hit puberty, one of them's not.
Wait, they're there while you're playing Sarah Bra.
No,
Okay.
my headphones are set up for that when I walk around because it's like around the corner from the estate agent's flat. I go in there like, we did it. We thought it was never going to happen. I'm like, don't say that out loud. There's other people in here. You look bad at your jobs.
Yeah.
We're having a laugh. They're like, give us a great rating. I'm like, I 100% will. This is amazing. I get my keys. I'm like, Sarah Bareilles is like, it's queued up, but I want to wait until I'm like walking
Of
up
course.
to the block, right? I press play. I'm walking up to the block. I've got my keys in my hand and I'm like, oh my God.
crying?
Couple of intrusive thoughts about things like, oh, should I get home insurance now or do I wait and then it maybe burns down overnight? Like little things like that. But I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm allowing them in.
Just checking in that you have home insurance now.
No, it's part of the service charge.
Fine.
Isn't
Carry
that
on.
insane? Because it's in a block.
Thank God you
right?
found that out. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
So the answer is yes, you do have house insurance.
Yes, not contents, but just house. There's nothing in it right now.
That's fine. No, but you have house insurance. That's
So taking along a lot of this is going to be quite hard for you to hear. Okay. So, and I get up to it and I get my keys out and I'm like, where the fuck do I put the fob? What? My keys in my hand. There's like a white box. I'm like, that's the fob box. I'm like, beep, nothing. Beep, nothing. It's not even beeping. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm to the point where like my song is about to end.
No!
Sarah Bareilles sang. And I'm just like waving this fob in the air. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So I video call Rose Johnson, who used to live in this block,
No
right?
way.
They used to rent in it way back when. And I was like,
Why would you call her instead of the estate agent?
I don't always, Rose is more fun to talk to, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Called Rose and I was like, do you remember where you placed the fob?
So
I
funny.
cannot
Quick
get in.
before Sarah finishes. Yeah.
And Sarah's over. I'm making a call. I'm like, I'll play it again. This will be funny. Hit it, nothing. And she's like, no, it's there. And I'm like, well, it's not working. I call the estate agents. They went, oh, we might have given you the wrong keys. I went, you have got to be joking because I've already like carried all this
They'll
stuff
bring them
around
round
the
to you, though.
corner.
They'll bring them round to you.
So I'm like, oh my God, can you get them? Like, he's just left. Oh no, he's gone for a meeting in Central. And I'm on the street and I'm like, okay, you need to like stand up for yourself here. And I was
Yes.
like, please, what can I do to get into this building? And they went, is it just the front door key? I went, yes. And they went, call all the neighbours' buzzers. And I was like, is that a really weird first impression? They went, give it a go. And then I'm like, okay, Sarah Bareilles, fourth time. So then I get onto it and ringing the neighbours' buzzers. No one's in because it's like the middle of the day. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Also, they could hear you singing along to Brave downstairs.
Right.
And they're like, no.
I call Sunil. I'm in tears. And I'm like, oh my God, it's all gone wrong. I can't get in. I've got all this stuff. I don't know what to do. And then luckily a neighbour comes home. So I get into the building. But by this point, I'm sort of just standing there. And Sunil was like, just come home. Just come home. We'll figure it out later. And my podcast had started playing that I've been listening to earlier in the day, which means I walked in following a neighbour listening to Michelle Duggar talk about IBLP, Institute of Basic Life Principles, which is basically a cult, which I don't think is a good start.
Did you go into the flat?
Yeah, I got the front door key worked. My fob
good.
just didn't
Okay,
work.
good.
But I thought it didn't work. So I called back the estate agent and I was annoyed at this point. And I was like, and the front door key doesn't work. I'm missing one. But it was actually the same. Like I messed up there. And then I couldn't. And then I was like, if I leave, I might not ever be able to get back in again.
That's definitely not how mortgages work.
So then I called Rose and had a little cry. Called Francis, had a little cry. Called Sunil, was like, oh my God, my data's about to run out. I don't have internet. So I went back to Sunil's and immediately was very disappointed and very overwhelmed. It was awful.
That's really anticlimactic. Given like how hard you have to work as a person to buy a property, literally by yourself, all off your own steam, no help from parents, no help from
Crazy.
partners.
Crazy.
You're incredible. You did that. You went through all the paperwork. You got your goddamn keys. You had your kettle and your cups. That is actually genuinely. I mean, the upside here is you do ultimately own the flat. Like everything's fine. But I would be also have been like, for Fuck, that's anticlimactic.
And before I went, when
And
I
probably
found
you had
out
lots of adrenaline
I was
leave your
getting the
body.
keys on the Thursday, I booked a moving van for Monday morning.
Okay.
And I was like, if I don't get them today, I've got to be on a train to Glasgow tomorrow at 8 a.m. I won't be able to get them for the moving on Monday. Then I'll lose my deposit I've paid for the moving van. It's like, I need a fob to get into this building. So I'm calling the company that runs the building and I'm like, please, can you send some fobs to me first class? Please, I'll pay. The estate agents call me back eventually and go, oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah, the vendor just said they're the wrong keys. Her son's going to come over and drop them off with us. And I'm like, where does the son live? Because they're
Screaming,
clearly in their
laughing.
third home in France. And I'm like, you tell that boy to run. I need these fobs. I was like, they're like, where are you now? And I was like, I'm at my old flat. And they're like, oh my God, lol, we're going to be close to that building soon. And I went, this is not a time for lol.
Did you say that?
No, obviously not. I'm too
Yeah.
scared. But I was when they...
I'd have straight up been like, did you say lol? I'm just going to rewind. Sorry, did you say lol? Just checking in that we both know what LOL means. Not like
And no one's like...
losing our license or...
No one felt urgent. Like, it felt like I was the only one that was like... And I was like, yeah, of course I'm the only one that's urgent because I'm the only one that this affects, right?
Fucking hell.
But long story short, I do get the fob, but I get it. I go in and back immediately. They drop it off at me and Sunil's. I go back immediately and spend the night cleaning because everything's covered in grease. To the point where I'm like, how did this all get greasy in here? So maybe there was like a fish and chip shop in there for a bit or something.
Or maybe...
Sorry, I'm bleeding because I scratched my arm through that story because I find it so
yeah,
stressful.
it was
thinking
pretty
about it.
anxiety provoking. Hey, listen, let's go again.
Okay.
So now you're in.
Yes.
What do you have in the flat? Do you have a bed?
No.
Fine.
Kettle.
Wait, has the moving van been?
Not until Monday.
Oh, Monday coming. Fine. fine.
So the
That's
Thursday
exciting.
late night, I go and do some cleaning.
Yeah.
And then when I get back from Glasgow, I leave Glasgow as you were arriving in Glasgow.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Did you have
is.
the best time?
Honestly, to the point that I had to say to my audience at the end, I was like, so what's happened here is I showed up to Glasgow. I always have the best time in Glasgow, but usually they're like Irish audiences. They're like, right, let's see. We'll get on board. If you're anyway good, we'll be absolutely on your team. But they will kind of wait and see. This group of people I showed up to were like the softest, gentlest, nicest queers I've ever gigged to. So obviously the second I get out there, they're like, are you okay, sweetie? You're doing amazing. But I was like aggro because I was like, right, let's go, Glasgow. And they were like, we're going. Please stop. So I did have to say that to them, but my goodness me, they were heaven.
I loved it.
Circling back again, if I may, you get in, you clean, then you come back from Glasgow
And the whole time in Glasgow, I'm thinking, I want to be in my dirty flat.
yeah, of course.
I get back on Sunday. I'm like packing up my last bits.
Yeah.
Like me and Sunil are having this bowl fight, which is like really intense through everything. But you know,
I mean,
see
you brought
last
that on
week's
yourself,
episode.
yeah.
We're okay now, sort of. I'm packing up my bits. I've hired a moving man
Cute.
and people.
Cute.
They arrived Monday morning. I feel like such a business bitch. I'm like, okay, I've hired a man, a van, and 3 lads. Here we fucking go
Nice.
to go to my flat.
Yeah.
And at this point, I've got all the keys that work. Well, apart from the back door, which I still don't have to this day. But I've got a clicker and stuff. It's just, I feel so cool.
Fine.
And oh my God, this is so exciting.
Sorry, where does the back door key go to?
To get in the back of the property, I can't do that still. Yeah.
That's none of my business.
That's none of mine apparently. And then the guys come over and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so on it. And then one of them's like, are you Helen Bauer? And I was like, here we fucking go. It's live at the Apollo. It's live at the Apollo. It's Katz's Countdown. That came out recent. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, do you know Shuffle Tea and Marlowe? Which are these 2 friends
Oh
of
my
mine
God,
from
they
school
did.
who do rap battling.
I know. Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, yeah, he's on the nationwide adverts, like pointing at Sunil to immediately deflect, which means the entire move is this one guy being like, can you sign this? Like pointing to like my Simpsons poster. And I'm like, I didn't work on the Simpsons. And he's like, I know, but maybe it'll be worth something. And I'm like, no, my friend.
Oh my
no.
God, my guy, stop it.
And we get all my stuff in. I'm overexcited doing little things.
Yeah, of course.
And the moment they leave, my body sexually charges itself.
Oh, that
in
is
a
not where I thought
way-
this was going to go.
Like, I cannot, you will experience this, okay? But the urge to paint when you can
Oh, yeah, of
paint
course. Yeah, that.
I swear my clit was like a fucking gumball.
Okay.
I couldn't believe how ready I was to get a brush.
Okay. I don't know that we are going to have the same reaction. Mainly
No,
because
Catherine,
No,
me and
but-
Francis spoke about it because Francis came over.
Did
was
you
like, how
paint?
are you? And I was like, I'm going to paint.
throbbing to paint.
I'm
Throbbing to
literally,
paint.
and Francis was like, and I understand that because I'm an artist, obviously. However, you need to make some choices before just buying. And I was
Okay,
like,
good.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to
Well,
go.
this is the thing: is if I ever own a flat, I will probably do so with my girlfriend. And if we own one together, I know she's going to do that thing. She loves to do this thing where we like sit in the space. And we have to get to know the space and how we'll function, and how we'll feel. And how,
don't.
wait for it. How the light moves around to decide what colours we go with.
Which is a real thing, it turns out. But
Yeah,
who
I
gives a
know. What?
fuck?
That's not the point.
I'll move the sun.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird. And then she's like, yeah, so I just know it'll be a lot of like sitting and pondering and blah, blah. And then
Right.
eventually, even when we do get to paint, I don't cut in properly. Oh,
Don't even get me
I
started on
can't.
cutting
Do you know what I
in.
mean? So you're just like,
It's called masking tape.
can we just?
Can
At
we?
which point, I lose interest. And so then it's like peace and love, all the best, my darling, which is what she wants anyway, so she can get to know the walls.
It's all playing you.
Honest to God.
So painted everything yellow.
Did you already?
Yeah.
Have you already? Have you already painted?
I did.
Yellow?
I was patient for a bit.
Every room yellow.
No. Oh, I should have.
What have you done yellow?
Okay, I chose a yellow.
Gorgeous. What kind?
Like a buttery yellow.
Lovely.
Basically, we're saying at the moment. So shout out to Francis and Agnes Stanfield. Thank you for giving up 2 full days to paint my flat.
Cuties.
I love and appreciate everything you do.
Oh my God, very clever to choose an artist.
Perfect. Thank you for doing all the cutting in, Francis and Agnes. Great trad wifing. So what I did is I was like, I think I like yellow, and then I was like, I love yellow,
Amazing.
and it just like bubbled up in my body.
Mm-hmm.
And for a while there, we were like, okay, maybe a lighter yellow and then a darker yellow, and then I was like, no, I want the whole thing to feel like when I'm sitting down, I'm inside a tub of I can't believe it's not butter.
Okay, but when you say the whole thing, where have you painted yellow?
The whole living room, the whole kitchen.
But are
And
they
then-
one room or are they just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Fine.
And then, well, no, it's like a little bit cornered off.
Fine, but that makes sense.
And the hallway, every door a different bright colour in gloss.
What colours have you gone for?
Blue, green, orange, yellow, pink.
I can't imagine that. Can I see it? Do you have pictures?
Yep.
Does
It's
it make
a
you so
lot.
happy?
Yeah, it does feel a bit like you're walking into a maze.
But that's fun. That's like dopamine painting. That sounds fun.
Here's
Oh my
the
God,
sort
Helen,
of
I
vibe.
actually love this.
Isn't that insane?
This is honestly okay, can I just say at home you're probably thinking like, I don't know about that, because when you're describing it I was like, it sounds like a fever dream, but it's
Because
actually
it was part of me halfway through doing it. I was like, wait a second.
no, but
is this full mental?
actually really works. And also what it's not giving, my other worry was that it would give nursery, but it doesn't give that either.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Francis just stopped me buying a safari rug for the hallway.
But what really works about this, and I love
for
the
the living
gloss,
room.
is that the yellow on the walls is so subtle
The butter yellow.
that it's just really cool.
Thank
it's
you.
really cool. I
Thank
love
you.
the wooden floors.
And you know what? You're the
That's
first Irish
heaven.
person that said something nice about that, because I got all my paint from a man called John,
Right.
who gave us a lovely discount. Thank you so
Thank you,
much. Because
John.
Francis had been there so much to decorate their flat.
Nice.
That then I benefited by getting a discount of everything. And he was like, because you're with her, because you're with her.
That's so nice.
But I think I also got the discount because the first day we went there, which is when always go with an artist friend, by the way, I realised, because like
Yeah.
Francis laid out all the paint samples in the shop with like as if you were walking through my flat. So like you can see that through that door and you can see that through that door. And I'm like,
That's so
fucking
clever.
hell.
Clever.
And there was a guy called John.
I love that.
and right?
I really, really think that's so cool.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Have you seen the house it's called something like The House in Colour or something on Instagram, and every single
House
wall,
in
every
Colour.
like the ceilings are different colours to the walls, are different colours to the floors, are different colours to the skirting boards, are different and it's so beautiful.
We were saying it's a bit like a house. So mine, when you walk in and see all the doors are different colours, and it's like, I'm wacky and I'm fun. Like me, please like me.
No, it's not giving that. I don't think.
House of.
I can't remember what it's called. I'll find it.
Find it and send it to me.
Yeah, I will. But okay, so go on.
Okay, so this guy called John, who we're getting a paint from, when we first talked to him, he's like, you can come in the back if you want to see it mix. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm literally dying right now. Got in the back, shows us the machine that shakes the paint can. And I obviously say like, oh, I'd fucking love to sit on that for half an hour. And he went, I bet you want, girls. And then he gave us a discount. So always be sexual. Always is the message there.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
And then I painted everything. I already want to paint more. Last night at 11 p.m, I took all the doorknobs off. Because I was like, I want to change these because I was so impatient painting the doors different colours. I didn't take the doorknobs off first, so now they've all got little bits of primer on them and little bits of paint on them. So then I was like, oh, I've got to take these off, and I tried to clean it with white spirit, and then I started choking.
And it makes your hands so dry.
Oh, my everything is dry. If I scratch anything, I bleed at the moment. I was like, oh, and I've got to get new doorknobs. This morning I got up at 8 a.m. and went into the local DIY shop, which they know me in now, which feels fucking
That's
awesome.
cool. That's a nice feeling when you've just moved into a place.
Oh, it's just incredible. I'm so excited.
I'm so happy. This is so exciting. I can't find this place, obviously now that I need to.
That's okay. That's okay. But also every colour you can get mixed up super cheap
green.
by that is
Heaven.
Fun.
Okay, so so your furniture has been delivered now.
So yeah, well, I've got what I have, which is a sofa and a coffee table. And then my mum got a van to come up from Fleet because she wants to downsize again of
cute.
Some furniture, which means
That's
I
nice
have
of her.
my childhood. So nice of her. I've got her, like our childhood chair and tables. So that's officially a family heirloom.
That's so nice.
She thinks it's from 1994. In Fleet.
Wow,
is that crazy?
You mean it? Wow, that's so beautiful.
It's so cute because it's got
the family set from '94. How beautiful!
I tried to clean it, but it's got all your you and your siblings' little fingerprints underneath it from growing up.
That's genuinely
just from,
so
like, different
cute.
painting and stuff. I'm like,
I want to see pictures of that too. And what about
pictures of that.
the bed situation? What's happening?
Oh, I own the bed because we were in an unfurnished place.
Okay, great. So you have a bed. That's my word. That was my worry.
I have a bed, and it's definitely going to be knocking on the top, so I need to like do something else.
Okay.
Like if I do that motion, thrusting.
We get it. Yeah.
No, I'll just describe it clearly.
No, I think we
some
got
people
it.
do listen
I
to it
think
auditory.
we've got it.
Okay, they're lying down, I'm on top, I'm half dancing, my hair's down, I'm thinking it looks good, but then I get a bit sweaty, so my hair does go up. I've already got a scrunchie around my thing.
Barf.
You know, dancing on a dick. You know when you're dancing on the dick.
I got it.
Like,
you know, there's a load of these like religious American
the Macarena on the penis.
I want
What
this.
is
Never mind. I want it to end.
the worst dance a person could do on your dick?
I don't have one. I don't know. Cotton Eye Joe? Question mark. Come on, let me see.
Imagine if you start doing 5, 6, 7, 8 on top of a penis.
Although maybe there's a rhythm to that that's valuable.
I don't have. I mean, I'll put up pictures on my Instagram. Yeah, there's the yellow of the walls.
It's
sofa.
gorgeous. It's so cute.
It's everything you could dream of.
And you're having fun.
I'm having so much fun. There's just the practical stuff I haven't done yet.
There's a lot to do. Like what?
Like electricity, council tax.
When you
Still
say,
no
when
internet.
you say electricity, the lights work.
The lights turn on. I'm just, I don't know who's paying for it.
What? That'll be you.
They said you have to find the meter, and I went okay, and that was like 7 days ago. I don't know where it is.
Okay, is it a apartment block of buildings?
Yeah.
Okay, when you come in the front door, are there any cupboards in the main hall?
I haven't really looked for it. Is my
There's a good chance it's
there.
down there. There's often a chance it's down there, not necessarily in your flat.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what mine was. Remember where I used to live? Mine were all just by the front door.
But that was just like a couple of flats. This is like a block.
Yeah. Okay. Well, surely the estate agent will be able to tell you. It'll be on the.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? Yeah, I should figure that out.
You really should, just because otherwise you'll end up paying for it. And as soon as you get the photo that's proof of what it was like when you moved in, even if you get it now, they can average it over the last 7 days based on your next 3 months usage. But if you do it too long, it's not going to be.
These are the things I'm no idea.
I could see you zone out as I said it. Have you registered with a local GP?
No, but they're up the road already.
Changed it on the electoral register?
You do that on council tax, right? There's a button on council tax.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, no, I haven't done that.
These are my favourite things to do. I fucking love taking these off.
So none of these.
Okay.
None of these. Yeah, I need to get internet installed really because I'm just sort of like streaming from my phone.
What?
Because I eventually bought the week's unlimited data pass because I got Sunil to download onto a USB stick for me, 30 Rock, and then I just blasted through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you haven't got, do the internet know are they coming out? Like, is it booked in?
They're going to come, yeah,
Okay,
at some
fine.
point.
That's fine. That's all
I'm
you can do.
looking forward to
That's
whenever
all
they
you can
choose
do.
to
All you
come.
can do is book in.
Yeah. And I saged it.
Well, as long
Such
as you
a
saged it.
strong smell.
Fantastic. So when does Nathan move in?
I think he's in my flat now. I gave him keys the other week, so I guess he's just going to let himself in at some point.
Whoa.
I said just whatever.
How do you feel about having someone there?
Terrified. Do you know why?
Because
He said he's going to paint tonight, and I was like, do not get any on the carpets. And he went, and I was like, Nathan, I've changed. I've changed. Like, do not get any on the carpets. And he was like, and then he was like, do you have a hammer, by the way? And I went, yeah, why do you need a hammer? And he went, oh, so I can say hello to the neighbours. And I was like, Nathan, I know you're being fun. But none of this is funny to me.
Does it feel very different when it's your house to when it's somebody else's?
I haven't felt it yet, because so far it's just been Francis and Agnes over, who take so much more care than I do.
Oh,
like
that's
Francis'
so nice.
care with painting and cutting in and like asking, like, do you want this painted as well? I want to do around the radiator again. Like, it's so thoughtful. And Agnes was like, teas, coffees, what do you need to eat, what do you need to drink, like
That's
everything
so nice.
just organized like angels. And then I took them book shopping.
Oh, that's a nice thank you. That's
It's
lovely.
cute. It's cute. But yeah, and now I'm like, Nathan's coming over. Sunil's been over and was nervous, but more terrified for my family coming over. That's what
Tell
we need to get
me
into.
about it. First of all,
You know, I was thinking about you so much the day they came over.
why?
Do you remember your bit of stand? Do you remember your own bit of stand up
Yes, I do know exactly the bit that you
about
mean.
family coming to visit? Like, oh, make yourself at home.
Yeah, we are literally like, it's not your fucking home. Don't you dare make us. Honestly, it's so awful. The second when I'm at my mother's house, I'm like, woohoo,
Yeah.
this is mine. I live here. Woohoo. She comes to my house and I genuinely mean to say, like, make yourself at home. But as I said, I'm like, I'm not too fucking comfortable though. Because you don't live here. And okay, you might have helped me pay for it, but you don't live here. Like, I'm just like, absolutely, it's so hard when other people are in your house.
I was like, please let my mum
And that's how
come
I feel about
early on,
rented.
because my mum's the only one with the social skills to compliment.
Right.
To be like, oh my God, it's lovely, I love it. But the first comers of the day were Michael and Marianne,
No.
which is the worst duo. My father and my sister is not the duo
Yeah,
you
at
want.
least your brother would have been like, well done, or
And
something.
I was so Ted was like 30 minutes behind with his lovely girlfriend, and I was like, thank God. But Michael and Marianne arrived. Thank God I thought about Marianne arriving, bought her a Disney stitch pin mystery box, which would distract her for 90 minutes.
Insane that you had to get her a gift to come to your new house. But yeah, go on.
She walks in any space and goes, any gifts?
It's crazy.
Any gifts?
What
for
a life.
Marianne?"
I mean, that's literally what you do, but fine, go on.
Oh my God, thank you so much to Em, by the way, for the Ratatouille pajamas.
Oh my God, yes. One of our listeners actually found them in Marianne's size, sent them to the studio, and Marianne's so happy. It's
we
really
just
nice.
FaceTimed her. She's lost her
It's
fucking
so
mind.
nice. Oh, well done, Emma. And honestly, that was such a kindness.
I cannot believe you managed to find them and then you posted them over from
know.
Ireland.
It was of course it was an Irish woman. Of course it was. Now that'll be for me to sort, will it? Yes, thank you,
She's
Em.
over the moon, including asking me to be nice to the rat printed on the fabric. Oh, you be nice to him, Helen. He only wants cheese.
And you only once mentioned that they
she-
hadn't sent them in your size, which is fine.
If anyone does see them in a larger size, I would appreciate that as well, to be matching with my sister. And I know how that looks and sounds, and I think it is weird, but I would also like them because they're incredibly soft jersey. Thank you.
Yeah,
very
they
much.
do look very cozy.
Obviously,
All right.
incredibly grateful. So they walk in and they're just both like, here's a cup of tea. Like, they just like literally nothing.
Fantastic.
No compliment, no interest. Like, Dad's like, road's a bit loud.
Jesus.
Main thing is he wants to figure out how long it will take to walk from London Bridge. And I'm like, hours, Michael.
What?
Hours. What sort of a question is that?
Why would
Like,
that be the landmark?
I don't know. He just likes to know how long it takes to walk places. And it's like, you know, at some point, Mike, you've got to realise your fat daughter's not walking. Like,
To London Bridge. What? You walk loads, but why the hell would you walk to London?
not to.
Who's walking to London Bridge from there?
Right?
And more importantly, the roadside, why can't they just say, and that's not even a your dad thing. That's just like parents just can't. I don't think they can say the right thing in those situations.
No,
It's like they know what they should say, but they instead say 8 other things where you're like, what? Ow, what? Why? Ouch, what?
Literally.
No, huh?
Yeah. And he comments on what he was thinking whilst driving up to it,
Oh,
thinking about the
Jesus,
areas and stuff. And I'm
Jesus.
like, you know what, Michael? Like, your opinion, I love you. It does not. Like, you've lived in a couple of places in Surrey, and then that's pretty much it. South London, Surrey. That's it.
Helen, let me say this as like a person older than you. You're living the dream. All I want is to be able to own a flat in London. You have managed to do it. It's incredible. It kind of doesn't matter what it's like, but I know it's beautiful. And also, I don't know that proximity to London Bridge is as important as your father's making out. But I'm thrilled. Okay, right. So
It's a dad question, isn't it? How long will it take you to walk to the Shard?
my dad wouldn't do that, but what I know my dad would do is open cupboards. He loves to open doors. He loves to check what's in there. What's in there? What's in there? What goes in there? What do you do with that? It's very like check. Do you know what I mean? Like he likes to knock on walls, kind of thing. And you're
I'm
like,
the
"What are you
opposite. I
knocking
desperately
for?"
want my dad to do that. I'm like, look through everything. Look at me with pride and love. Like, inspect it. Like, show interest. He comes
Yeah.
in, sits down, goes, how long is it to London Bridge? I don't know. And then he's immediately on Google Maps. And then that's him done for the next 5 hours.
Fuck. How long is it to London Bridge?
Google mapping. A couple of hours walk, probably.
I'll
But
text him.
I didn't
I'll
listen.
text him.
Yeah, definitely check
Yeah.
in. And then he's looking up the weather in different places in the world to see what the temperature's like. You know, he's busy.
Sweet mother of God. Okay.
Marianne immediately, oh, that's my room. That's my room. No, it's not. She doesn't have my address as far as I'm concerned. And then my brother writes in this group,
Wait, were you like, it's Nathan's?
what's Helen? Yeah, it's Nathan's. It's Nathan's. No, it's not. She gets a Sharpie. She's written on my calendar that's already on the wall. Marianne for pretty much every weekend coming up. Long story short, Catherine, I'll just skip a lot of this. On the 10th and 11th of May, I'm spending a weekend at Chester Zoo.
Fantastic.
I gave up. It wasn't worth the fight. That's another couple of £100 sunk into a Chester Zoo trip.
Sweet
Which, as we
Jesus.
all know, is just a full day of me doing 30,000 steps with my dad and sister while they point at every animal that's actively pooing or weeing and say, haha, that's Helen.
Christ, at least you don't have to have her at your house. There is that.
How does she do it? How does
What's
she do it?
nice
She came
about-
to visit me on my birthday week. She gets a stitch pin and then a trip to Chester Zoo.
And somehow gave Nathan like a weekend to the house to himself. Maybe he set her up. Wait, so hang on. What did your mom say?
Loved it. Charmed.
Oh,
Charmed.
that's
Said it was
nice.
very nice. She was like, great. Got the chairs and tables in. Had an old IKEA unit from 2000. She thinks it's from. Got that as well now.
Oh, she's good.
She's on it. She's on it.
Oh,
Bought me
she's good.
saucepans
Yes,
for
correct.
my housewarming gift. Like, she just knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she just behaves like a normal person,
Right?
In a polite way.
Also did bring up all of my childhood stuff. I
What?
thought I had most of it.
What do you mean?
You ever been given 5 unopened Spice Girl Barbie dolls?
Wait, sorry. She brought she brought your stuff.
I never received them as a child.
What?
I like vaguely remember this throughout the years. Like, she bought, when the Spice Girls were big, she bought 5 Barbie dolls,
Right.
one for each of them.
Yeah. Be mad to get
And
a
then
double
they
up
were
and
just
not.
there,
Right.
just in packaging. But me and my sister never received them.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
And then she brought up, I'm going to say, 40 Beanie Babies.
Sorry, she literally
And
just
she
brought
was like,
all your
"These-
childhood stuff
yeah,
to your
yeah."
house.
And she was like, these are yours. And I went, oh, maybe. But I was thinking, I've got 10 Beanie Babies already, and those are mine. And she's like, these are definitely yours.
That's a mad response.
And then,
But okay,
also,
fine.
I know my mum listens to this. Thank you so much. I do really appreciate it.
No,
I don't know if
Anne,
she
you
looked
don't
through. I
dump all
turned
the-
the bag over. There's 3 FIFA World Cup Korea 2002 bears in there. I don't know what 10-year-old Helen was thinking if she bought 3 of them. Like,
Sorry, just to rewind, you could tell them probably. What is mad is, remember when we thought Beanie Babies would be like cryptocurrency?
part of me still thinks that.
I know, it's like, come on, it's the new gold, but it's not. The mad thing is that, why do they do that? Why, well, you'll be wanting all your, well, I don't want it. You've probably kept it. I've been like, I don't need this. I don't want this.
When she was like, do you want your stuff? I went, oh my God, yes. Because when I went home for her birthday in January, she was
Yeah.
like, do you want to see on the bookshelves what's yours? And I went, oh, I just want my childhood books.
Yeah.
I wanted my Jacqueline Wilson's, my like old Roald Dolls, like
Gorgeous.
my BFG, George's
Yeah.
Marvelous Medicine, and the Big Pig book. Do you remember
Sure,
the Big
sure.
Pig book by Dick King-Smith?
Yes, I know exactly the one you mean.
Slay. So I was like, I just want
It
those.
opens in the middle.
So I put them in a box.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, I've got Granny's copy of Little Women. It's very old. And I was
Gorgeous,
like,
beautiful.
oh, that would be, yes, that's so generous.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Thank
So
you
nice.
so much. Did not realize that meant that like everything I made in infant school would be coming as well.
What are you supposed to do with that? Are you going to keep it?
It's amazing that it took until year 3 to diagnose me with dyslexia. I'll say that.
Okay.
That is mental.
Do you have some sort of storage? Like, do you have like a loft or an attic or a?
Yes, that's a working out process right now.
Oh, like you don't know.
I don't.
Is there a flat above you?
Yes.
Okay. When you look up to the ceiling,
There is no loft or
Fine.
attic, but there is a big cupboard and it's all piled up in there and there's no damp.
Great.
And I will be figuring it out and it will be figured out. And you know what? I am glad I have it, Mother. I genuinely am. Because now I know.
You're now just talking to Anne. Should we cut this?
I know what I have. I know what I have. And I'm going to buy a toy hammock, which is something
you
that
want
people
that?
put in the corner of their room to put their toys in.
Do you want that?
I am, you know what, Catherine? It is what it is.
Why don't you just buy a box and then put them in the box and then
Maybe.
put a label on
But
it?
don't you ever get worried when you put like toys in a box?
Put them with a blanket.
But they're going to get upset with you like
You could
Toy
put-
Story.
You could put them with a blanket.
No, it's not the same. Because then you sort of like, it's sort of like, you know, like in Toy Story when they're just like forgotten about and like Wheezy and he gets the choker in his mouth.
You could donate
and
them
stuff.
to a children's hospital.
And you know when Jessie sings.
you could donate them to a children's hospital.
What, so the sick children can touch my lovely things? What with their meningitis?
Okay,
Absolutely not.
So it's gone well, the move.
Could you imagine what's more scary for a toy being put in a box or being like, good luck?
You're terrible at sharing. You're terrible at sharing. Wait, so you're moved
No,
in.
there will
basically.
be
I
definitely
don't think
donation
you
at some
should
point.
be an adult woman with a toy hammock. Sorry.
Do you really not? Like, do you not think that's a little bit cute?
I think you'd have solved your knocking bed problem.
That was unkind.
I'm sorry, but if I walked into an adult woman room and she had a
Catherine.
fucking children's hammock, I'd be like, wicked, hey, I
It's not a
just remembered-
children's hammock, it's a toy hammock.
I think you know it's both. I'd be like, I've got, yikes. Ooh, is that my Uber? Bye. No way. It's creepy.
Oh, how unkind.
It's giving creepy. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's awful.
Sorry.
Okay.
And I know that's a risk with our listenership.
Yeah.
I know that's a big risk.
There's a lot of Helens out there with toy
There's some
collections.
teddy bear owning listeners, but I'm going to say it. If there were teddy bears in the room that I was going to have sex in, I'm out.
So Honeypot's on my bed right now. Hello?
I think you get one.
Well, no, I'm not picking between Sir Honeypot and May. That'll be mental.
I'm just saying a hammock's worth
Oh, my
is...
heartless.
A hammock's worth is too many.
Yeah.
I just don't want that
Well,
many
what am I
eyes
going to do
in
with
the
my 3
space.
FIFA career bears?
You actually could sell those.
Okay.
Those are the ones that are most likely to make you money.
I've got a lot to do because I've also got a collection of 20 Zippos from Uncle David still to deal with.
Christ. Well, fantastic. I'm glad the big move's
One
going
from
well.
the Freemasons. If anyone wants one of those, let me know.
Please don't sell your old toys on this podcast.
Okay, well, it's a Zippo. It's not a toy.
Right. Okay. So the move has gone well. Well done. That's so exciting. Shall we answer a problem?
Let's answer a problem, and then we also need to find a date that you can come over before you rush off
I'd
filming.
love
I think we
to.
struggled the other day.
We'll try.
We'll
give
try
it-
again.
I'd
We'll
love
try
to.
again.
I'd love to see
You've
it.
got to come see the yellow.
It's all I want.
Yeah.
But I want, like, I would say, like, I'll drop in if I have a second, but I don't think you want me dropping in. You want to know I'm coming. I'm the kind of person I think you'd want
I've
me.
already had so many people drop in.
Okay,
I love it.
I'd find me a stressful drop in. I'd want, but then if you don't, then that's fine.
All my friends are quite practical, so they just get on with stuff.
Yeah, I would, to be fair.
You would do my. You'd find my
I'd
meter.
find your meter. I'd be my dad opening cupboards. We're ready for the problem. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
thank you.
This is from T.
Hi,
T.
Dear Catherine, Helen, Andrew and Em, I'm so grateful for the podcast. It's kept me going through a really tough few months. Thank you.
No, not a tough 3
Nobody
months.
finds it well. Welcome.
I won't bog you down with depressing stuff, but I do thankfully have a new fun problem that has arisen out of all the shit. I need to buy a new wardrobe, and I'm so excited to start all over again. I was trapped in greys and blacks and basic stuff for ages because I didn't want to stand out. But now, frankly, I don't give a fuck. Where's good to go for a wardrobe overhaul? What mistakes should I be wary of? What underrated clothing item am I missing out on? I'm going to go bright yellow, blue, green maybe, and just dress joyfully. Love you all, and hopefully see you soon at our live show in my new clothes.
Oh my
Aw,
God, I
that's
thought this
so
was a literal
sweet.
wardrobe. As
Oh
that
yeah,
problem went
initially so
on-
did I. Initially I was like, okay.
Wait, you
do
thought
are
it was
you
from a wardrobe?
No, I
or-
thought...
No, but I genuinely thought the same thing, which is like, this person needs to buy a wardrobe.
Oh, no.
And I was like, maybe we could do open railings. Maybe we could. I was like, okay, right. Well, first of all, thrilled that you're out of whatever dynamic you were in. That means that you are now comfortable dressing in a way that makes you happy. That's the only person you should answer to, which is partly going to be my advice, I think, which is that, like, as long as you like it, that's the main thing. What I would say is,
Crochet nets, apparently, according to us today.
oh yeah, indeed, why not? What I was going to say is that I would strongly recommend not trying to do it all at once. Like, if you're trying on a whole new look, I think it's really smart to go and buy a piece that, like, to you is like, this is it. This is what I want to feel like most days. And then wear that for a little while and actually see if it does make you feel the way you're hoping it'll make you feel. Because I've definitely bought entire new wardrobes and been like, I don't know that I am her. But if you find one piece, it will then, that like makes you feel great. It will embolden you, I think, to be able to spot the right other things.
And what piece do you start with? Shoes? Is shoes the first thing?
I would
people
never
do?
start with shoes.
No, you don't start. Okay.
Well, just because.
Fuck.
No, just because shoes to me are like the thing that go with the outfit.
Yeah, I know.
I think I would buy something that is the cheapest way to start the process, I think, is to buy like a one piece, like whether that be like a boiler suit or like a really good trouser or a dress where you don't have to pair it with loads of other things. I feel like a skirt means you have to find like top and maybe cardigan or jumper and tights and blah. It's so much, you know. Where's a dress?
So you were not just wearing skirts out these days. We've got to put something on top.
They prefer if you
I
do.
heard that.
Although you do get a better discount at the paint shop if you don't.
I'll have a
will
sit on that.
s-
I bet you will. I bet you will.
But I do just say I hate your Irish accent
20%
so
off.
much. It actually makes
Brilliant.
my eyes bleed. But I think, I think like if you can, like a one piece that, like, you know, just because it feels like that is it. Or you could just get a t-shirt in the color, because then you'll probably wear that with loads of different
Yeah.
things. But just be sure. But then I just think mainly, I don't really like the idea of like avoiding mistakes. I actually think you're supposed to make mistakes with clothes.
No, you mustn't. What you want to do, or I think would work,
It's play.
if you're of the size where you shop on a high street, go on like Saturday mornings when teenagers are shopping.
No,
Because there's
this is
always
not good
some being
advice.
dragged along by their parent, and you know you've got to do that fashion show. Come on.
This
You
is bad
remember
advice.
shopping when you're a teenager, you go in the stall, your mum's already like, try this on, you'll look lovely, and you're like, no I won't, I don't want to try it. And she's like, give it a go, and you're like, no, I want to wear this. And you go and you change in it, and every single thing you put on, she's like, come on out, let me see it, come on out. And you come out, and then she's sitting there with 6 other mums, and you come out and they all go, oh lovely, and you're like, no,
Why would you want tea to
fit
have to go through that?
And then you're made to bend over to see if it rides down or rides up, and
My
you're
mum
like,
didn't
Mum,
do that.
no, and she's like, go on, touch the floor, and you're like, please mummy, please mummy, please mummy.
This is not a common experience.
It is. And then at the end of that, the teenagers will let you know what's in fashion.
Okay, so I would not recommend that. In fact, I would say
Okay.
if you're trying to be brave, don't go anywhere near a shop. Order them and try them on in the comfort of your home, because then you can decide how you feel without those fucking horrible lights and without mean assistance. And you can usually, because shops are so fucked about sizing, get every size online in a way that you don't have to navigate when you're, or that you do, like you have to navigate in a shop. That would be so. Wow, really opposite advice. You were saying start with shoes in front of teenagers.
I'd actually like to take back all my advice and do the online shopping one as well.
But the one thing I will say is this. My favorite thing to do, and a way of playing, I think, in a fun way before you spend your money, is to make a little Pinterest board, make a little Instagram board, because if you can get lots of people in different like shapes, sizes, whatever, in the clothes that look like, or like maybe have a slightly body type similar to yours or not, but I just find it quite nice to like see what looks nice on them. What do they wear? Like what?
You're so right. I follow people because of their outfits.
It's such a playful way to like,
Yeah.
without having to go do loads of it. Like, for example, like I don't buy the idea that your size means you can only wear certain types of clothes, but I do think like if you're shorter, will you be drowned in something? Does this actually look like it looks like it says it looks on every body type. Do you know what I mean? Like you're like,
yeah.
if the models are only size 8, how do I know what that looks like on a person with no boobs or with huge boobs?
I
or
saw someone on my Instagram recently, and their whole thing is like, is it fashionable or does it just look good because you're thin?
this is the honest to God. Honest to God. And by the way, that applies like, I'm a size 10. I'm thin. But it's like, is it fashionable or is that just a size 0 model? Like, it's not like thin. It's like, if you have no shape, like if
As
you're just straight up
all
and
of
down.
us shouldn't.
Yeah, obviously you should be a size 0.
Shape,
but you know what I mean? Like if your body shows in the clothes, will it look good? So I think that and have as much fun as
following
you-
people on Instagram, that's such a smart way to do it.
and just like make Pinterest boards, because then when you see them all together, like, do they look like the same person? Does that person feel like you?
And then as some practical advice, is color blocking still a thing? Are we into that still?
Yeah, why not?
Yes. I love that then, because I find that super easy. Because then you just buy like everything in one color and that's your style.
That's nice. What I will say is, when you actually organize your clothes in your wardrobe before you buy anything, that's the other thing I would do, is put like your black tops together, put your white shirts together, put whatever you're keeping, pop those things that put like with like, so that you actually can see where the gaps are. Because sometimes you'll be like, oh, I needed that, and then you're like, shit, I had 3 of these, I just didn't realize. And you might realize 2 of them are shit, in which case they gotta go, but that's fine. So just make sure find out where your gaps are.
You should do sort your life out.
Oh, my last piece of advice, I'd love to,
You should
but I
be
love
the-
Stacey, so I don't want to interrupt her.
No, but she's had guests on this last season. You
I'd
should go on
be-
and do a wardrobe segment.
Do you know where I'd be best? Let's be honest.
Kitchen, cleaning.
That fucking warehouse. Get it gone. Get it
Do you
gone.
think you'd be able to do that with someone telling you their life story?
They need a therapist. That one-off situation isn't going to deal with it. You book the therapist, get on the phone,
Some
research
of them
it,
have
and I'll sort this.
diseases, Catherine.
I know, that's why I think it's a bit mad that they throw out all their stuff and are just expecting them to be fine. To circle back, what I was saying was, oh yes, wardrobe. Oh, that's what I was going to say. This is, I think, a good piece of advice that I just thought of. Everyone starts when they buy themselves new clothes with occasion wear. When I had much less money, I would only ever buy clothes, and I really didn't buy clothes for a long time, but I would only buy clothes if it was for an occasion, which meant that if I bought anything, it was like a dress you wear to a wedding, not something I wear regularly, which is actually such a waste of money. So I used to buy I think it's better if you can buy occasion wear secondhand or in like charity shops, or borrow them from a friend. And if you're going to buy something you'll actually get use out of. Start with casual wear.
Yeah.
That's my genuine advice.
That's actually really smart. Just get a couple of really nice things that you can whack on
day to day.
every day. I've got like 2 pairs of these jeans.
That is actually...
And then I wash them once a month each. Wear them every day.
There is some good advice in there behind the yeast infection, and it's this.
Oh, knickers every week.
Do you know what advice I wish I'd done, but now I'm going to try to do from here on out?
Which?
If I fucking like something, buy 2. I love these cowboy boots so much. I
They're good.
live in them. They're already wrecked. Can I get them now? No. It's so annoying. Just if you can afford it, treat yourself and get 2. You'll be glad of it.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is so fun. What a fun thing to do to like revamp your wardrobe.
And ask your friends if they want. If you have any friends who are similar to you, like try to do some swapsies.
Oh my God, fashion show.
I know I will. That is one thing that if I ever don't live with Charlie Clive again, my wardrobe's going to get...
I know, you've got like the best access wardrobe.
It's unbelievable. I don't know when I last wore my own clothes. It's going to be very
When
disappointing
I
to
left
find out what I actually
Sunil,
have.
I couldn't believe it. I was like,
Well, you had no
amount
bowls.
of shirts and bowls I'm going to be missing out of wearing now.
Do you wear his shirts?
No, obviously not. How would my breast fit into Neil's shirt?
Okay. Sorry. I just thought that would have been sexy. What are you missing most about not living with Sunil?
I've had him over twice already, and I'm calling him every day. So we're yet to cut the string.
But what are you noticing in the lack of him?
I miss Cuddy in the morning.
Do you think Nathan's going to want to do that? I guess Sunil never wanted
I'm
to do
trying not to. I'm trying not to rely on other people for my emotional regulation.
Hell yeah, Helen Bauer.
And I'm saying what I want. So like whatever. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I deserve better than that.
Don't put that on my carpet.
I don't need a cuddle. I can take care
Don't
of
get
myself.
paint on my carpet.
Don't get paint on my carpet.
What's the hammer for?
Yeah. So like fuck everyone else. I'm fine.
Okay,
That's
great.
my vibe now. No, I miss Cuddy Club.
Fuck everyone else is always a really healthy vibe. I always think people are nailing it if they're like, fuck everyone else. Like, wicked. Okay.
I can't do it. I'm like, fuck everyone else. Oh my God, are you here? Do you want anything?
But also, fuck everyone else is not a good... Everyone always acts like that's the goal. It's not the goal.
It's not the goal.
Other
It's
people are
horrible
important.
When people are like, I'm number one, you're not. And if you think that, you fucked up.
Yeah.
What was going to say? Yeah, just everything I miss about him. And he's really thriving without me.
Really? Why?
Him and Heidi, our friend who's moved in with him.
Has she already moved in?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, would she take your grave as quick? My God. In she went. Into your room or his old room?
His old room. He moved up to my room.
But does that mean
I went over to help him build his bed. I helped him order his new sofa. I've been doing a lot of work for him, actually.
You actually have. Wait, does she have damp
And
in
he
that
gave
room?
me a speech about not being like, you don't have to like do everything for Nathan. Like, you don't have to baby people. And at the same time, I was ordering his dinner, and I was like, you little piece of shit.
That's insane.
I
To be
was
like, don't have another son. I'm your favourite son.
and he is my favourite son. I love him. And then him
I
and
feel like
Heidi have been
Nathan will be a
watching
better
action
adult.
films every single evening together. And then
That's actually really sweet.
I was like, oh, but I don't want to watch Jack Reacher. And he was like, yeah, because life's better without you, because now I can watch it whenever I want. And I found that really upsetting. And then yesterday, they messaged, Sunil said, we watched Jason Statham's 2011 masterpiece, The Mechanic, tonight to continue Heidi's film education. And then Heidi came in just a little bit later saying, unless Helen has a different movie suggestion to join, we've agreed next film is Disney. And I said, are you for sure? Like, do you mean that because that makes my heart happy? Heidi says, yes, please. And I went, and I can pick it. And Sunil went, yes.
Do you know how Sunil was saying you don't have to baby everyone?
Yeah.
While you ordered his dinner?
Yeah.
Do you ever hear yourself talk after you've described your sister?
No.
Okay, cool. Well, I think we've nailed that episode, and we'll have more gossip in the extras.
From homeowner Helen Bauer.
Wow, what a girl!
Is that like the best phrase ever?
You should get it made into. You should change your name by deed poll.
To
You know what?
homeowner.
You should actually get the internet first. Get internet.
Get internet and council tax.
And please find your meter.
And find my meter.
And no offense, change your toilet seat. Okay, love you
toilet
guys.
seat.
Does that answer T's problem?
Oh, yeah.
Hope
Did we segue
so.
out of that?
Hope so. We somehow circled back to the to you reading text messages from Sunil, but you're totally fine without him before we.
No, I miss him.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Thank you, T.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Cheers.
Thank you so much to our executive producers. Look at you there in your lounge. Guy Goodman, Simon Moore, Annie Tonner, Stefanie Catracchia, Oliver Jago, Anthony Conway, Neil Redmond, Sadie Cashmore, and ding ding, what's this? A new member of the club, Angela S. Thank you for joining us.
Angela S.
Let's
Andrew
get
has
that
just
gender
said,
parity.
Is Angela Scanlon.
No, I didn't say
No,
that. It's
Andrew
no.
never said
And welcome to the club.
No, you guessed that. We said highly unlikely. Oh my
Welcome.
God, thanks for joining, guys.
And to our amazing producers who also have a lounge, I like to think. It's Elle, it's Richard Bold, it's Harald Van Dijk, it's Tim and Dom, it's David Walker, it's Rachel R, it's Claire Owen-Jones. Sing it with me. Sarah and Molly, Raia Fink, Cordelia, Rachel Page, Helen A, Tina Linsey, Amy O'Riordan, Abbie Worf, Matt Sims, Luke Bright, Leah, Kate, Liz, Fort, Taz, Anthony, Chloe, Becky Fox, Dean, Michael, Sophie Chivers, Never Figured It Out, Carey Seuthe, Never Figured It Out, Charley A, KC, Jam, Rainbird, Bryn, which always makes me think of the girl from the later seasons of Dance Mums, Ezra Peregrine, Laura Pollock, Leah Overend, Stephen Chicken, always a bit of fun, Dougie Robertson, Hayley Singer, Sarah Deakin, Tamsyne Smith-Harding. Did you put those in a different order to usual?
Yeah.
That is very good. You really kept me on my toes there.
It's even funnier because you were like, sing it with me. And I was like, couldn't if I tried.
Yeah, I don't even know the lyrics.
Couldn't if I tried. It's a new song.
Thank you for being a patron. Thank you for arguably knowing way too much about us.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh.